I came home early from work and found my mother sitting at my husband's computer, logged into his work email. She didn't hear me come in. The front door was quiet and she was focused on the screen. Mom? She jumped, minimized the window, spun around in the chair with her hand on her chest. Nadia, you scared me half to death. What are you doing on Emmett's computer? She froze like a deer in headlights. No, nothing, she stammered. I was just checking Facebook. Mine is so slow. She stood up and tried to walk past me toward the kitchen. I didn't move. You were typing. I was leaving a comment on his work email. Her face flickered for just a second. I don't know what you're talking about. I walked over to the computer myself and maximized the window. Emmett's work email. Logged in. An unsent draft was sitting open. I started reading to see what it said, but that's when my mom pushed into me. She shoved me out of the way and powered the computer off before I could get anything. What I do in my spare time is none of your business, she yelled. I stared at her. What was she hiding? I didn't speak a word to her and just went to the bathroom where I locked myself inside. She followed and banged on the door. What are you doing, honey? Just showering. I let the water run and opened my phone. I knew my husband's work password, so I logged into the email. The unsent draft was still sitting there. It was addressed to his supervisor. The subject line read, "Concerns about Emmett Vasquez, continued pattern of behavior." I started reading and my jaw dropped. Words like previous complaints, inappropriate conduct with female staff, hostile environment, attached documentation filled my screen. My hands started shaking as everything clicked. Emmett had been written up 3 times in the past 6 months. Emails he swore he never sent. Anonymous complaints filed against him. Client files mysteriously deleted from the server. His supervisor told him last week that one more incident and he was done. He'd been coming home exhausted, wondering if he was losing his mind, going schizophrenic like his dad did at this age. He was 2 weeks from being fired from his dream job he'd held for 11 years, and my mother was the one behind it. I opened the bathroom door and marched downstairs. How long? She crossed her arms in the doorways. How long what? How long have you been doing this? Doing what? I don't know what you think you saw, but Mom, my voice cracked. I can see the sent folder. I can see the complaints, the emails you sent from his account to make him look incompetent. How long? Silence. Then she straightened her spine and looked me dead in the eye. 6 months. The air left my lungs. Since the week after I moved in, I thought about the past 6 months. Emmett's confusion, his anxiety, the nights he couldn't sleep, the doctors he visited, and the medication he'd started taking. The conversation 2 months ago where he cried and asked if I thought he was a bad person. My mother did that on purpose. Why? She laughed. Actually laughed. Because he's not good enough for you. He never was. She said it like she was explaining something obvious to a child. I told you when you started dating him. I told you when you got engaged. But you didn't listen. You never listen. So you tried to destroy his career? I tried to open your eyes. She stepped toward me. Once he loses this job, you'll see who he really is. A man who can't provide. And then you'll finally leave him and find someone worthy of you. I was protecting you. I couldn't breathe. I thought about every comment she'd made over the years. Every backhanded compliment. Every time she'd call Emmett sweet in a tone that meant weak. I thought I was imagining it. Emmett told me I wasn't, but I defended her. She's my mother. She means well. Get out. Her face went slack. Excuse me? Pack your things and get out of my house. Nadia, don't be dramatic. I did this for you. You did this because you're a cruel, pathetic excuse for a human being. Her voice cracked. I'm your mother, and he's my husband. I was shaking so hard I had to grip the desk. Get out. She stared at me, waiting for me to take it back, to apologize, to be the daughter who always smoothed things over. I didn't. She packed her bags that night while I sat with Emmett and showed him everything. Then he put his head in his hands and cried. Not from sadness, from relief. He wasn't crazy. I reported everything to his company. They dropped the complaints. Mom still sends me voicemails that I delete.